Hi, I'm Garvin DeShazer, and today we're going to be talking about a man who overcame what most of the people around him thought would be this big limitation. But in the process, he discovered a purpose and a passion that changed his life and many others. Enjoy, because this is your daily inspiration. One day in 1990, a young business owner pulled his carpet installation truck into the parking lot of the County Line Cafe in Seattle, Washington. He walked inside and sat down at the lunch counter. While he was waiting for his food, two homeless men came in. They were disheveled and appeared to have not bathed in some time. Reflexively, Denny turned away, uncomfortable. Maybe the two men wouldn't notice the empty seats next to him. But they did, and what happened next changed his life. Raised in Seattle, Denny was the middle child of 7 siblings. One day, when he was 4 years old, he wanted to go across the street to watch some men who were building a house there. My mom told me no, and I didn't argue with her, he says. I just said, okay, and then I went ahead and crossed the street anyway. But Denny paid a high price for his curiosity. That's when I got hit by a car, he says. I was unconscious for 3 days. My head had been split open. My skull was cracked. Though he survived, recovery was slow, and sometimes it seemed like his life would always be affected by his brain injury. I heard grown-ups talking about my scholastic struggles, he said. I remember my mom crying. When I would struggle in school, she'd say, "It's my fault." I knew my mom felt like I was damaged, and that hurt. I could never talk to her about it, and I still can't. As others around him doubted his abilities, he began to doubt himself. I started wondering what my life would be like if I could just think like my friends think, he says. As a young adult, he faced the reality that his career choices were limited. I wanted to be a doctor, he says, but then I learned you have to get A's in school for that. He decided to learn a trade. It wasn't that I ever really wanted to be a carpet layer, he says, but I felt like I was blessed to know how to lay carpet, and I was willing to take any work I could get at that point. So he opened a carpet installation company and went about making a life for himself. He got married, started a family, and became active in his church. He traveled and took up hobbies, even learning to play the harmonica. But still, something was missing. A friend said to him, "Denny, you can get out there and serve with your own hands and heart." I thought, I can do that, Denny says, but how and where? Then one day, he met 2 homeless men, a father and a son, in a Seattle cafe. He didn't want to just ignore them, but he didn't know what to say to them either. Just as he was about to ask the father how he could help them, the son fell to the floor in a seizure. Denny watched as the father gently comforted his son. As the young man was recovering, the father explained to Denny that they didn't really want his sympathy nor his rescue. It became clear that what they needed was understanding, and, in Denny's words, a moment of unconditional love. Denny left the cafe that day a changed man. Suddenly, it was all so clear to him. I took my truck and gutted it, he said. I created a mobile kitchen in it, and I started to go out on the streets of Seattle. Armed with food, blankets, and clothing, he met one-on-one with homeless people and listened to their stories. I learned what it meant to love somebody just because, and that brought so much joy. Together with his wife, children, and a close friend, he drove through the streets of Seattle to help feed homeless people. The first night they fed 50 people. the second 100. For the first time in his life, Denny started to really believe in himself. I didn't have to worry about tests or my grades, he said. I felt strong. My brain injury wasn't going to pull me down anymore. Soon, Denny realized that while hot meals and blankets provided a brief comfort to the homeless, they needed more. He formed an organization called Mama's Hands, which provides, among other services, safe housing and counseling resources for women and children in crisis. Volunteers and sponsors have embraced Denny's vision and have made it possible for Mama's Hands, and now a second facility, House of Hope, to provide refuge and support for hundreds of individuals and families in need, with 95% of them ultimately transitioning to independent living. I believe God loves all of us and we need to love each other, says Denny. I believe we are brothers and sisters. Denny no longer sees himself as limited. Instead, he sees himself as a man fulfilling his purpose. I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm a friend, says Denny Hancock, and I love my life. What obstacles do you face that seem to limit your chances of success? Who are the people in your life that will encourage you to keep going until you find what you're meant to do? Will you say with me today, I am capable of finding my purpose, or having found it, fulfilling my purpose? Thanks for listening. May your day be filled with love, laughter, and joy. Bye for now.
Hi, this is Scott, producer for the Daily Inspirations podcast. We hope you're enjoying these stories, and if you'd like more inspiration in your life, visit mydailyim.com. You can find weekend blog posts, sign up for our email update list, and you can let us know about an inspirational story you'd like us to cover. Or just say hi. We'd love to hear from you.